LaDonna Wagers, 32312. The proposed inclusive guide and accompanying plan is filled with terms and accommodations which are at best ridiculous and at worst dangerous. Much of the proposals will lead to likely litigation. The guide in its entirety is well outside the appropriate role of public education. It is likely not one guidance counselor in the district is truly qualified to address the issue of gender confusion, let alone a classroom teacher, librarian, or administrator. This guide was largely fashioned by one side of the issue. Were any doctors who would share a very different view brought in for their expertise? Do any of you know the name of Dr. Miriam Grossman? Dr. Grossman has been a recognized expert on this topic and issue since 2006. Dr. Paul McHugh, Distinguished Professor of Psychiatry, Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, wrote to her, "You've become a household name here at Hopkins Psychiatry as the best contemporary example of a good doctor who notices what is happening around her and to her patients and strives to do something about it. Dr. Grossman would welcome a chance to look over this guide and give you some experience-filled advice. As it stands, this guide was largely shaped by an activist organization which lobbies on behalf of one view, one side of the debate. It is filled with inappropriate recommendations which run afoul of federal law, Florida law, parental rights and education, common sense, wisdom, and I will remind you all, this school district is already a defendant in a federal lawsuit. Yes, this guide still seeks to work around parents. American law has long recognized the importance of parental rights. A parent's right to oversee the care, education, and control of their child is guaranteed by the 14th Amendment and confirmed by the Supreme Court in 1923 in Meyer versus Nebraska and as recently as 2000 in Troxel versus Granville. To raise and educate a child as parents see fit is and has always been on a par with other fundamental constitutionally guaranteed rights. Before moving forward, there should be consultation with not only experts who hold a different view than what has been advanced, perhaps belied, but with people who make tragic errors in gender identification and ruin their lives. Let them tell you their stories. In closing, the message we should all agree on and promote is this: no bullying any young person searching for their personal identity, no bullying anyone for any reason, which includes holding a different view on this specific issue. The guide as presented should be thrown out. The true consequences of what happens in a young person's life are borne by the child and their family, not a school or school district.
Thank you for your comment.